Well, hello again. Welcome back to the channel. Been a bit of a cold winter this time, but despite that, I've had some great sport with the trotting on the centre pin, a little bit of swim feeder fishing too, which is quite unusual for me, and the usual suspects, the dace, roach, grayling. Hope to get a bit of pike fly fishing done before the end of the course season too, starting, well, as soon as I can really, maybe tomorrow. And despite all that, I start getting these twinges about this time of the year as the new trout season approaches. So let's have a little look down the local river and see what the winter floods have done. I'm sure I'll find some pools are different or gone altogether, and there may be some new spots as well. Always interesting to see what's happened. Well, the new river trout season is looming. I'm getting quite inspired here. I'm just looking at my local little river. It's been dry and cold for the last few weeks, so it's running quite low now, getting towards summer level. But the floods before that have made quite a few changes, and I'm just looking here. And this was a sort of completely no-go corner. And it looks like some bushes have been washed out from this bank, and it's formed a little pool here, which is interesting. And the pool beyond, which was, like I say, very badly overhung by mature trees, seems to be clear. That great big tree bough sort of across that far corner, I think that was what was sort of overhanging before last season. So interesting, a couple of new pools there. Yeah, nothing much changed here. Very unproductive shallow area, but very attractive and a lovely greeting when you walk down to the river when you see this. I just can't wait for this new season. Oh, look at that. Absolutely priceless. And this, quite a major change in this pool here, where we had that log there diagonally across the undercut, forming a sort of a dead pool behind, and a bit of a lively current on the near side has changed. Now it's less obstructed for fishing in that head stream there, but it forms a very awkward little sort of back eddy in front of us. So I don't know, that's a difficult one. That it might be alright with the dry fly, it's going to be difficult to nymph fish. Dry fly or streamer could produce something. Yeah, looking forward to getting back on here again. And another big change here, we did have a tree bough on the other side, round about centre shot, which has completely gone. Now, I also think that there was sort of a deep hole there that appears to have been sort of filled up with shingle and gravel now, so maybe we've lost a pool there. Always a popular one for people swimming the dogs, this one. So yeah, very interesting, the power of this water when a big flood comes through, what it can move. I mean, you wouldn't believe the size of some of these trees that have been shifted by the floods, and it's only a small river, as you can see. But we get to a certain stage, usually about maybe halfway through or most of the way through February, and the anticipation starts to build up for the new trout season that's coming. And this was brought home for me by an incident on the lovely River Calder recently. I was having a bit of a tough day fishing for grayling, and very cold, bitter day, bitter east wind. And anyway, I'll let you watch on. Oh, there we go. We're in. Is that a grayling or a trout? He's moving quite quick. That might be a trout, I don't know. Decent fish, whatever it is. No acrobatics like a trout, but I don't know. This feels more like a grayling fight. Difficult to say. The way he took off then and ran was more trout-like. Whatever it is, it's not a bad fish. Right back in front of me again. Oh my God, here. I'm going to try and avoid touching. Let's get that hooks out of the net. I think it was on the point fly. That pink one. What a beauty. And I must give this place a go with the streamers, I think, in April, and see if I can get one of those in season. So we're doing something right. Okay, let's have a look at some of the flies I'll be using in the opening weeks of the season. Starting off with these guys here. These are the big mean streamers. That one's tied on a jig hook. My favourite, sort of black and with a pink head. Similar one there with a jungle cock eye, just a slight variant, and that one's an olive version of the same thing. Olive mainly sort of clearer water really, but again heavy cold flows when it's difficult to bring anything up. That sort of continuation of winter that goes into spring, sometimes most of March and well into April on many years. And then we go through the nymphs, again heavy water. That's a sort of weighted caddis, which will get down quite deep. And that's, I think it's a size 10, what I call a bad hair day. It's basically a variation on the hare's ear nymph. But you can see from the sort of bunched up dressing that's representing a big nymph that's just about to hatch and rising up through the water. As the flow starts to settle, we go down to the smaller nymphs like that. And I think that one, that actually should be one of the the emergers and dry flies. If we are fortunate enough to get a settled spell of weather and quite benign spring conditions and we happen upon a hatch, the dry flies and emergers will come in like these. And if things get really desperate, we've got the squirmy wormy there, but that's I don't really talk about that much. Is it really fly fishing? But that could save a blank on a really tough day. Uncased caddis, which to be forgiven for thinking bears an uncanny resemblance to a maggot. Probably why maggots are so successful for trout and grayling, where they're allowed to be used. And pretty well business as usual here. We've still got that diagonal tree, which will be there until it completely rots, I suppose. And we've got the nice sort of run above it, which often produces a few decent fish. And we've got another pool here which was blighted by a very sort of deep slack on the near side, which made presentation difficult. Well, the current seems to have moved more into the centre now, which is good. There's another pool above there too. Here we've got again a little pool that previously had a lot of obstruction, has been cleared a bit by the river, so far all good. A little deep dub there just underneath the roots, and a little run above it.
which is all very attractive fly water.
Well, thanks very much for watching, and good luck with your own fishing. And if you like the video, please consider subscribing and maybe give us a comment and a like. That'd be great. Okay, take care, good luck.